Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
This will probably be a long-winded video, so if you don't want to hear me talk for 10-15 minutes, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, wait for 30 seconds for the video to play, and then move on to one of my shorter videos. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. Over the weekend, I was down at Welcome to Rockville down in Daytona Beach, Florida, the Daytona Motor Speedway. And Friday night when I got in, I stopped by the local WAWA to pick up some beers. And one of the beers I found was this beer right here. Since I was in Florida, I saw it, I had to buy it. This is Florida Man. It's a double IPA from Cigar City. Comes in at 9%. And Cigar City has kind of an interesting, or not interesting, I shouldn't say interesting, but storied history, I guess, at this point. So right now they're a subsidiary of Monster Brewing, but they were founded in 2009. They have currently three locations in Tampa. And in 2016, they partnered with a couple other breweries, Oscar Blues, Wasatch, Squatters, and they created the Canarchy Craft Brewery Collective. And that ran for a couple years, and then it was sold to Monster Energy Drink, which has their subsidiary, Monster Brewing, in 2022. And somehow Monster Brewing is the 7th largest craft brewery in the United States. And they own Beast, which I don't know if you're familiar with Beast, but it's like their line of alcoholic monster drinks or whatever. And of course, Oscar Blues, they own Cigar City, Wasatch, Squatters, Perrin, and Deep Ellum. Now, I don't know if I would classify them as a craft brewery. Apparently, they fit the definition. However, I don't feel like some major multinational corporation who just buys up breweries, creates a subsidiary of themselves to buy up breweries, should ever be classified as a craft brewery. I don't care if they buy up 2, 3, 5 craft breweries. If you're owned by a major international corporation, there's no way in hell you should be considered a craft brewery. But I'm not the one that makes the rules. So they're considered the 7th largest craft brewery in the United States. So the beer itself, like I said, this is 9% Florida Man. There's a blurb on Untapped I wanted to read to you because it's kind of humorous. The world needs heroes, and in our home state of Florida, only a very special hero would do. A hero with a sharp tooth around his neck, a Grim Reaper tattoo on his arm, and a rap sheet longer than his mama's mustache. A hero who's forgotten more about amateur taxidermy and alligator wrestling than you'll ever know. What better way to pay tribute to our beloved Florida Man than with a big old double pale ale brewed with a nearly criminal amount of hops and a moderate bitterness that just about matches Florida Man's general disposition. This hopped up whopper of a beer is big in character and guaranteed to sear itself into your memory just like the world's worst superhero, Florida Man. That entire description makes me want to pour this out already. Florida Man is it's Florida Man. And I think anything named Florida Man probably isn't the best beer, but we're going to find out, right? On the can here, there's some other writing. And of course, it's like this light white on light blue. So it's a little hard to read. Breweries out there, why don't you at least like drop shadow the writing on your label so it stands out a little bit? All you have to do is put a little bit of a drop shadow around the white and it'd be easy to read. But I'm going to try to struggle through it anyways. Florida Man Double India Pale Ale. Unpredictable varieties of hops used in nearly criminal volumes combines to create a bold, citrusy Double India Pale Ale brewed to pay tribute to the world's worst superhero, Florida Man. I don't know if he's a superhero, but he's super something. Brewed with a crazy amount of hops. Cigar City Brewing, drink fresh, do not age. I appreciate that, do not age. Like I said, I bought this at the gas stations. It's probably pretty fresh. Thank you for putting an easy to read candle date on the bottom. That is super clear and easy to read. 3/26/2025. So that's March 26, 2025. I picked it up May 17th. So it's not too terribly old. Like I said, picked it up in the gas station. Gas station didn't have a big selection of beers, so I'm sure they go through these pretty regularly. And I've talked a lot, talked enough. I'm sure everybody's tuned out by now. If you haven't tuned out and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. So on Untapped, this gets a 3.81 with 87.4 thousand check-ins. I was surprised to see it had that many check-ins. Excuse me, Beer Advocate, 88 very good with 696 check-ins. And I'm already getting like tropical hoppy wafts coming out of this beer. That's got a creamy scent to it. Like that vanilla creamy hop scent. With a mix of tropical and piney notes, but it's that big creamy scent that usually indicates to me it's a big hop bomb. Hopefully it's not a big hop bomb, but I think that's kind of what they're going for here. And I'm about to find out. Color, that's surprisingly clear. Not that you can see through, but that's surprisingly clear. Hazy yellow. I mean, that's down around probably the 3 on the SRM chart. A soapy, soap bubble kind of head. Not very big. Yeah, that just smells that vanilla hoppy scent. Don't see a lot of carbonation in it. And I'm trying to procrastinate because I don't know that I really want to drink a 9% double IPA right now, but crack the can open. Got to try it, right? Cheers, everybody. Surprisingly smooth. Not nearly as hoppy as I expected. Got a little bit of that vanilla. Some fruity hops. And it's really easy to drink. Tiny bit of bitterness on the back end. But overall, the beer is pretty sweet. It's not like cloyingly sweet, over the top sweet, or like pastry stout sweet. But there's a lot of sweetness to this beer that I did not expect. I expect this to be a crazy, bitter, beer face hop bomb that I would hate. It's a sweet, kind of vanilla fruity, easy to drink beer. No indication of 9% alcohol whatsoever. I bought this as a joke just to review, but I could drink a few of these. This is surprisingly delicious. I'm kind of shocked at this. Florida Man, it's a good beer. I give it a big horns up. Although, I don't think I could drink more than 1 or 2 of these in a sitting, because I think that sweetness might catch up to me before the alcohol does. But again, it's not cloyingly sweet. It's just surprisingly sweet. But it still deserves the big horns up. Shocks me that Florida Man is a good beer. Delicious beer. Buying a beer called Florida Man is an adventure. And as always, embrace the adventure.